Hello everyone. Hello everyone. This is Shamini, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Management Studies, SNS College of Technology. So let's go into the today's session. So can you able to guess the topic from the given picture? Yes, you're right. It is about like whether to buy the product or not. So we call it as buying decision process in the marketing management. So it comes under the unit consumer behavior. So before that, let's have a short recap about the previous video. So in my previous video, I have discussed about the buying situation and the major types in the buying situation, namely the straight rebuy, modified rebuy or new task buying. And other than these two, we have two more buying situation, which is habitual buying and the impulse buying, what we do in our daily life. So now in this video, I am going to discuss about why to study the buyer decision process and what are the different stages in the buyer decision process. So without any further delay, let's go into the topic. Why to study the buyer decision process, or the reason to study the buyer decision process. So in this market, in this world, we have so many brands for a single product. Like the consumer or the customer, they have a mindset whether to buy or not to buy a product from a particular brand. They have an oscillation in their mind whether to buy it, because they don't know about the product. It may be one of the reason, or they don't know about the performance of the product, or they know the performance of the product and they do hesitate for their personal reason or some other factors. So let's see one example for this buying decision process. So let us consider an individual who decides to buy a car. First step, he decides to buy a car. Second, he'll fix a budget. And the third, he'll consider all the expenses. And the fourth step is he'll do the research, like he'll speak with the peer and collect the review about the product from the brand, and he'll take up a test drive, and after that he'll decide on the financing, and finally he'll negotiate with the customer, with the company. So these are all the various steps which involved in buying a car for a family. So let us divide all these 7 steps into, segregate these 7 steps into 5 common steps, which we called as a buyer decision process. And the steps are, the first one is recognition of need, the second information search, third evaluation of alternatives, fourth purchase decision, and finally the post purchase evaluation. So where the need arises, that is the problem identification, we call empathy in the design thinking process. So the need arises either from the internal stimuli or from the external stimulus. So internal stimuli means like for the personal requirement, and from the external stimulus means like some other influences or our friends will make us to buy the product, and they makes us to feel the essential and the importance or the need of a particular product in our life. And the second stage is the information search, way to collect the information about a product or a brand from various sources which is available in the internet or offline also. So these information sources, they fall into the 4 groups. The first one is personal sources, like we collect the information about a product or a brand from our family, friends, neighbors and peer groups, etc. And the second source is the commercial source, where we see the advertisements of a product or advertisements of a company or from this through salesperson, dealers or we mostly attracted by the packaging of a product. And the third source is the public source, which is the mass media, and now we have digital marketing. Like we have many social media sites where we see the advertisements of many products from many companies, and we also have consumer rating organizations. They do advertise for a particular brand of a product. And the fourth source is experiential sources. It is like our personal experience in handling, examining and using the product for a period of time. So based on this, we'll come up with a decision, or we'll come up with first choice set of few. So here I have given example, like if as a student you're deciding to buy a laptop for your personal use, and like the total set is like a list of companies which sell laptops. So that is the total set. From that, we'll discuss with our family, friends, neighbors and the peer groups, and I'll come up with the awareness set like IBM, Apple, Dell, HP, Toshiba, Compaq. Like these are all the companies which is familiar to my peer groups. So after that, from this awareness set, I'll go with the consideration set. So here what do I do is, like from the awareness or group, like from the awareness set, I just select a very few companies which is familiar to me and which is affordable to me and which meets my expectation, and from this consideration then I'll go with my choice, like I'll choose the top 3 or top 4 or 5. So based on my requirement, my expectation, my financial budgeting, everything, I'll finally select one company on my own decision, and that decision is it depends on the consumer. So evaluation of alternatives, this is the third step in buyer decision process. So here, like here the product, they'll try to satisfy a need and they look for certain benefits from the product. Like very few, like many companies, what they'll do is to attract the customers and to retain the customers, they'll just give many additional advantages to the customer for that product which they buy. Like they may give 1 year of insurance at free of cost, or they'll give some accessories to the product to attract us. So these are all the alternatives. And if you see the attributes of interest to the buyers, like if a person is looking for a camera, definitely that person will check for the picture sharpness and the pixel sizes and the speed and the size and price and the clarity, image, everything. And if you want to stay in a hotel, like if you go for a holiday, definitely you will search for the location which is near to the space, that is near to your office or wherever you go, on the cleanliness, atmosphere and pricing, everything. So these are all the attributes which a buyer will definitely look into it before they buy a product. And marketing strategy to match with customers' attributes, like based on these attributes, like these are all the positioning, like real positioning, psychological repositioning, competitive repositioning, everything comes here. This is the fourth P in the marketing mix. So based on these attributes, a company will frame the marketing strategy. And here comes the purchase decision, which is the fourth step. So based on the evaluation of the alternatives, the purchase intention will comes into the customer mind. And what, like the purchase intention, it may be influenced by two factors. One is the attitude of others and second one is unanticipated situational factors. So based on these two, definitely a purchase decision will be made by the consumer. And post purchase behavior is nothing but we are evaluating the performance of a product after we purchased it. So this performance, that is the product's performance, is being measured, and we'll classify those customers like if the performance is below the expectation of the customer, definitely the customers will get disappointed, and we'll call those customers as unsatisfied customers. And if the performance matches the expectation of the customer, is like the customer is satisfied, and we'll call those customers as a satisfied customer. And if the performance is greater than the expectation what the customer expects, definitely the customer will become over satisfied, like, or they'll become very much happy with the product, and definitely they'll give a positive review about the product. So we'll call those customers as a delight customers. So based on the performance and the expectation, we'll evaluate the performance or of the product. So based on this, we'll have a quick knowledge check question. So identify the correct sequence of steps involved in decision making. The first option is evaluation of alternative, problem recognition, information search, purchase, post-purchase evaluation, or information search, problem recognition, evaluation of alternatives, purchase, post-purchase evaluation. Third one is problem recognition, information search, evaluation of alternatives, purchase, post-purchase evaluation, or the information search, purchase, problem recognition, evaluation of alternatives, post-purchase evaluation. Yes, so the correct sequence of steps involved in decision making, that is the buyer decision making process, it starts with problem recognition, information search, evaluation of alternatives, purchase, and finally the post-purchase evaluation. So we came to end of this video lecture. I hope this lecture helps you to know the importance of buyer decision process and what are the steps or the stages involved in buying decision process. So I hope you all understand. So this is the site which I have referred for. So thank you all for your patience listening. Kindly reach us through these social media sites. Thank you.